It's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style. So today I want to talk about having either lost your sense of style or feeling like you never had a sense of style. And these two are kind of common things that we can feel, particularly when we get busy and life gets busy and we get older and everybody else's needs in the family come first. We can often lose our sense of style and kind of not know where to find it again. And or maybe you felt like you just weren't born with style and you've got no idea and you've never had any idea and you're kind of almost feeling like you should give up. So these are two things we can feel very easily, and this puts us at the mercy of all those people who say, this is what you should wear because this is my formula that works, or this is the must-have latest fashion list that everybody should own, or this is what the celebrities are wearing and you should you should wear these clothes too because the celebrities are stylish, so therefore you'll look stylish if you wear those clothes. So you are then at the mercy of fashion and other people's agendas, really, when you are feeling like this. And this is because you don't know any better. You don't know where to turn, and so you're grasping at straws and you're hoping one of these things is going to be your magic wand, when in fact it's not. What is your magic wand is when you get your style education and you actually work out what works for you, who you are and how you want to be perceived, what your personality traits are, and how that actually relates to different styles of clothing, because there's a really strong correlation between personality traits and what you like in style. So if you are, more, say traditional or conservative, you might go more towards more classic clothes, things that are simpler and are more structured, maybe a pinstripe, versus if you are more feminine, you'll probably go for things that have a more feminine curvy shape. You might go for lighter weight fabrics. You might go for, chiffon and fabrics like that, and you might go for florals or polka dots or some other sort of more feminine curvy print. You might like lace, you might like delicate details, versus if you're relaxed, you might find you're kind of casual and easygoing and low maintenance. You might prefer, say, the colors of nature, soft blues and greens and rust and oatmeal and sage and sand and camel, all those sorts of things. And you might prefer clothes, you might be very aware of how clothes feel on you, and that comfort is a big driver for you, and that if you are not feeling comfortable, you feel really uncomfortable. And you can't think if you're not feeling comfortable. It's something I hear. It's like, if my feet aren't comfortable, I can't think. So there's all those aspects of style, and so personality is really key to finding your style or refinding it, whether you've lost it and you're not sure who you are, because when you lose your sense of style, you often lose your sense of self. You're not sure who you are. And so this is why we dive deep into personality in my 7 Steps of Style program, because it helps us understand who we are and then how we can express those personality traits through our clothing, because there is a relationship between those two things. So I find it incredibly useful, and it is very hard when we have a whole lot of preconceived and body image ideas and issues sometimes to find that sense of style as well, because we put all these layers and filters over the top till it becomes really hard to see who we are. And what I love to do in my programs is strip you back to bare, find that identity at your core, and then start building from there. So start to understand, what is your aesthetic? What do you really love? And it's got nothing to do with your body issues or your coloring or what you could wear or what's comfortable to you or your lifestyle or location. None of those things matter. If you're trying to find what is your sense of style, we've actually got to look well before that, outside of clothing, because if we just look at clothing, we continue to often magnify what we see as our issues and don't actually really develop our sense of style, which is why we can lose it so easily. Versus once you really understand your aesthetic and your sense of style, it becomes so much easier for you to go shopping, and you'll walk into a store and you'll go, that's right and that's wrong, and I know it's not should I, is this the right thing? All those sorts of things which make it harder. And this is where too that it really helps in developing a style recipe, which is such a useful tool for taking shopping. But if you really don't know who you are, it's very hard to create that style recipe. So really what we want to do is get back to basics, back to the nuts and bolts of your identity and who you are, so that we can create that personal brand image that's going to express to the world the most amazing person that you actually are. So this is where too getting that style education is so important, because fashion is not going to help you. Fashion is just one of the many tools that we can have in our style toolbox. It's where we source things from, but it's not what makes us stylish. Fashion is not style. And so this is where it's understanding who we are and understanding all the layers of us. I think of it very much what I call the Viennetta approach. It's the layer upon layer upon layer. And we have to work out what those layers are and then how we're going to put it together to make our own tasty sartorial dish. And this is what I teach in all my programs and in my masterclasses and things. I am teaching you how to find that element of you and what is really right, which is why I'd love to invite you to my 7 Steps to Style program. If you want to get that style education, it's an education you're unlikely to have ever got at school. You're unlikely to have ever, learnt just accidentally. Some people do have more of a sense of style than others, more naturally. But if you're like me and you are not born with style, like I learnt that style is a science, and that I could learn what actually works, and that there are theories and and kind of not rules but guidelines that actually work to help you put your style together that really works for you, that makes you look and feel stylish in what I call an inside out way, that it feels like who you are on the inside is expressed on your outside, rather than feeling like that you're wearing some costume. And that's what happens when you start following other people's formulas. It can feel really inauthentic, and it can feel like you're just not wearing the clothes that are right for you. And this is why, if you've ever had that experience where you go shopping and you're trying something on in a store, in the change room, and you just think, oh, it's not me. And it's because it isn't an expression of you, but then you don't necessarily know what is you. So how do you go out into the store and find the things that are you? And that's the education I love to give you, so that when you're in the store, you know, that's me and that's not me. That's not coming into the change room, but that one is. So really getting a style education is honestly one of the best educations you've ever get, because you have to get dressed every day for the rest of your life. So you may as well do it in a way that makes you feel good, because when you feel good, you have more confidence, your self-esteem goes up, and that gives you more courage to do the things you want to do in your life, no matter what they are. So I'd love to know more about you and where you struggle with your style. And I'd love to help you find your sense of style, because, when you refine that sense of style, you kind of refine yourself. And that's something I think that's really important. So particularly as a woman in, midlife, you want to go forward into the next part of your life feeling confident and feeling like that you're making the best of who you are now and where you're going into the future. So thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.